It's Monday, February 24th.
A defiant spirit mirrored by the unbreakable Ukrainian people. You continue to inspire me and tens of millions of my fellow citizens back home in Canada.
3 years of war. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is in Kyiv for a summit with other world leaders on the anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I am praying for the intentions of the Holy Father, especially for good health.
Praying for the best. The Vatican saying this morning Pope Francis had a good night in hospital, but remains in critical condition. He's asked for Catholics around the world to pray for him.
I will probably watch one of them.
No matter where you stand politically on either side of the spectrum, you need to be informed on both sides.
It is debate night for the Liberals. Candidates will make their pitches to party members and reintroduce themselves to voters, starting with today's French language debate.
And the winner goes to Conclave.
So the SAG Awards have now wrapped up, giving us a bit of a look and a peek into who could win at this weekend's Oscars. Stay with us, Canada. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to your morning, everybody. Anne-Marie Mediwake today. I'm Lindsey Deluce.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. I'm Teddy Wilson. Hello.
Great to have you, Teddy.
Thank you. Can I tell you something?
Yes, always.
It's good to be here.
Oh my gosh, I wasn't sure where that was going to go.
You're like,
I was like, what? Tell us what?
What's the little guy got to say?
I haven't seen you in a while.
Thank you. It's nice to see you.
Yeah.
Good to see you too. Yeah.
The energy is great this morning.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. By 6:30, I'll be crashed.
I know.
So, yeah.
It's that like fake Monday energy. How's the winter? How's the winter going for you? We were talking about how winter was last week. Winter was.
Yes.
It was the winter.
It was the winteriest.
Oh my goodness, it was so wintry, even in the GTA. Yeah, winteriest.
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually a lot warmer this week. I'm going to be talking about that. It's had an impact in Ottawa on the canal.
Right.
Western Canada looking for like 11 degrees today. Or later this week in Calgary, just very, very warm. So the shift is happening.
Oh, I'm excited for a bit of a reprieve, just a little bit. Yeah. Let's turn to some of the top news stories we're following for you this morning. Begin with Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. He's in Kyiv this morning in a show of support for the country on the 3rd anniversary of Russia's invasion.
Great.
Oh, no, this is an important day for all of us to be here.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Prime Minister there is stepping off a train in Ukraine's capital earlier this morning. Ukraine says 14 world leaders are expected to attend today's summit, with at least 20 other countries attending virtually. They're expected to discuss Ukraine's war effort. Zelensky said on Sunday he would step down as leader if it meant peace and NATO membership. The summit is also coming at a time when U.S. President Donald Trump called Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky a, quote, dictator. Meanwhile, the European Union is marking today's anniversary with a 16th round of sanctions against Russia. As world leaders show their support for Ukraine this morning, the country is marking 3 years since the start of the invasion by Russia. So this morning, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sent out an online post praising 3 years of resistance and 3 years of absolute heroism of Ukrainians. Here at home, rallies were held in multiple Canadian cities over the weekend, marking the start of the war.
It makes me cry. It gives me a lot of anxiety. I can't sleep last week because it's really doesn't give me a hope for tomorrow.
People came out in Montreal, Toronto, Calgary, and other cities to mark a global day of action. It was a day to mourn all the people who have died, to support those who have been forced from their homes, and denounce efforts to take Ukraine's future out of its own hands. People at the rallies say they're looking forward to peace, but that it should not come at any price. The Vatican says Pope Francis had a good night in hospital, though he remains in critical condition this morning.
We pray for him. That's what we do. It's in God's hands.
The whole point of the Catholic faith is to make sure that we are all working together, praying together, and acting as a family to pray for him and hope for the best.
Canadian Catholics saying they're looking to their faith with hopes the 88-year-old will recover. The Vatican says Pope Francis is sleeping well and resting in hospital, but showing signs of minor kidney failure. He also has double pneumonia. On Sunday, for just the 3rd time in his 12 years at the Vatican, he did not deliver a weekly prayer. However, the Vatican says he did take part in Mass from hospital. His doctors have said they expect him to remain in hospital at least to the end of this week. Candidates in the race for the Liberal Party leadership will face each other in the first of 2 debates tonight.
For Chrystia Freeland and Karina Gould, Monday night will be a debate. For Mark Carney, it'll be a French language exam.
4 candidates will debate in French tonight and in English tomorrow. Mark Carney is seen as the front runner heading into these debates. Polls have him in the lead, and he's raised the most money. But he'll be stepping onto the stage tonight against experienced politicians in Chrystia Freeland, Karina Gould, and Frank Baylis. The debates will be happening without former Liberal Member of Parliament Ruby Dalla. The Liberals disqualified her from the race on Friday, saying she broke several party rules. Halifax police say a 6-year-old child is in hospital after being stabbed in the city's downtown. Police say they responded to the report of a child with multiple stab wounds on Sunday afternoon, and they were taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries. The suspect is a 19-year-old woman. She was found at the scene and arrested for aggravated assault. Police do not believe the suspect and victim are known to each other. An investigation is ongoing. Pearson Airport says operations are back to normal after that Delta Airlines crash landing a week ago. The crash shut down runways for several days. Pearson says the runway where the crash happened has now reopened and final cleanup work is ongoing on the second runway. All 80 people on board survived after the jet flipped over and burst into flames during landing. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. Well, people in Ottawa might be running out of time to make some wintry memories on the Rideau Canal this year.
The weather was warm enough for a baby. Son Noah is just born in August, and we wanted to bring him out for an Ottawa tradition for the first time.
So the canal is temporarily closing for skating this morning, with warmer temperatures arriving in the capital this week, as Kelsey was mentioning earlier. The National Capital Commission says the skateway will be reserved for walking as of 8 a.m. to protect the ice. They say they'll reopen for skaters as soon as conditions allow. This has been the busiest season on the Rideau Canal in years, with hundreds of thousands of skaters coming out. Well, it was a dominant end at the Scotties Tournament of Hearts for Rachel Homan.
On this.
Keep going, keep going.
Oh,
go.
not a chance. Dear.
Wow, okay, her team beating Manitoba's Carrie Anerson in 6-1 in the final. The win makes them back-to-back Canadian champions, and for the second year straight. Team Homan went undefeated in the Scotties. No other team has done that back-to-back in years. Team Homan will now have a chance to defend their world championship in South Korea next month. Awesome. Okay, Demi Moore was one of the big winners at last night's Screen Guild Actors Awards.
There's just, the words are kind of beyond me. So I'm just going to have to just say thank you. Thank you so much.
Demi Moore won the Best Movie Actress Award for her role in The Substance. Meanwhile, Timothée Chalamet picked up the award for Best Movie Actor, of course, for playing Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown. Conclave, as you saw off the top of the show, won the night's top prize, Best Ensemble Cast. With the SAG Awards now in the books, the race for the Best Picture remains wide open before this weekend's Academy Awards.